Thanks, Dan. Now, from cloud to big data and big fun. When we are talking to you about big data, we often hear that you have data in Hadoop. Last year, we introduced Hadoop Connect, a Splunk application that allows you to move data between Splunk and Hadoop. And this was a first great step and good step in the integration between Splunk and Hadoop. But you also kept telling us that you actually would like to use Splunk on top of that data without moving it and keeping it in Hadoop. So definitely time to give you an update on that story. On stage joining me now is Clint Sharp. Clint has been actually... Clint joined us from a customer, so he definitely knows what you want, but he also knows Splunk, and he knows pretty much everything inside and outside the data center. Clint, stage is yours.
Thanks, Guido.
I'm really excited to be here today. 2 years ago, I was in the audience at Conf 2011 when we demoed and showed off Splunk 4.3 as a customer. And 2 years later, I'm on stage presenting what is an incredibly exciting new product from Splunk. I'm Clint Sharp, Director of Product Management for Big Data here at Splunk. We all know you're hearing a ton of hype about Hadoop. Lots of talk. If you believe that hype, every one of you would have a hugely successful Hadoop cluster. You'd be getting terabytes of data in every day and getting analytics out every single week. But we know that's not the case. What you're experiencing is a scarce skill set, a tool set that's very immature and slow to iterate upon. And what it boils down to is you're having an incredibly hard time getting value out of the data that you're putting into Hadoop. And worst of all, if you've put hundreds of terabytes or petabytes of data at rest in Hadoop, it's now too big to move. So what if you could marry the power of Hadoop with the power of Splunk? You can. We call it Hunk. Splunk knows big data. You all know big data. You're doing big data every single day in your enterprises. From security, data center operations, application management, fraud detection, digital intelligence. These are all big data use cases. And we're taking our 9 years of research and development into building big data applications that you all have shown us how to do and putting it to rest on Hadoop. Hunk is a fully featured, integrated product. What do I mean by that? Hunk takes your raw data at rest in Hadoop and turns it into insight and analytics. This is incredibly unique in the marketplace. Generally, if I want to gain insight into my data, it requires a complicated set of integrations between multiple vendors' tool sets. This is hard. You have to ETL your data. You have to get it into the right format. Hunk takes your raw data and gives you analytics out. Hunk allows you to explore, visualize, and analyze your data at rest in Hadoop. We focused on exploration. What we heard from our customers was, if you've been successful getting your data in, now you've been so successful you don't know what you have. What simpler way to go about looking at that data set than search? Everyone knows how to use a search bar. You put a search bar in front of any user, it's intuitive. It's easy to figure out. Get examples of what data you want to look at, iterate upon that workflow, and structure your data to get analytics out. It works with the data you've already put in Hadoop, in whatever format you've put it there. And it's intended for the largest scale analytics cases you can throw at it, terabytes or petabytes of data. We're democratizing the data that you've put in HDFS. It's your data. You should have access to it. We do all of this using our patent-pending virtual index technology, which brings the processing power of Splunk to your data. And you get all the advantages of the Splunk 6 platform, our search interface, our new UI, as well as our data model and pivot interface that we put on top of there for business users. You can take Hunk, point it at your Hadoop cluster, give it to your product management team, and let them go to town. And we've spent the last several years working on SDKs in every major language: JavaScript, Java, C#. We settled out of court, Microsoft and I. Best of all, our UI in Splunk 6 is extensible. So you can take your widgets that you've built in your applications and you can put them inside of our UI, or you can take our UI and put it into your applications. This makes us the best development platform on Hadoop, bar none. All right, now we're going to take a look at an industry analyst. I'm going to talk a little bit about Hunk.
Governor, one of the co-founders of RedMonk, an industry analyst company that focuses on the practitioner. While everyone else is talking about NoSQL, Splunk is actually delivering it. So whilst it may not be thought of in those terms as a NoSQL engine, customers every day are getting significant value out of Splunk, which is effectively a NoSQL engine. However, there are now a range of NoSQL engines that are entering the marketplace that are open source and open standards based. Hadoop is a great example. We're seeing technology coming from the likes of LinkedIn, Twitter. It's all going into open source, and it's going to be consumed by the enterprise. Well, Splunk is helping to package that up for the enterprise. All of that Splunk tooling that you know how to use, running on top of open source foundations, and they're calling it Hunk, which is Splunk Analytics for Hadoop. I think it could be a game changer.
All right, so we've set up a little bit of a demonstration for you guys. We've taken some JSON data, which is an industry standard text-based structured data format, and we're going to use Hive to take a look at this as well as Hunk. We chose JSON because we wanted to give all the advantage to Hive. We wanted to make it as easy as possible for Leon Batinka, who is our resident data scientist and lead engineer on Hunk. Come up and join me, Leon.
Ready?
Woo! All right, so we're going to both take a look at this same data set.
I got some notes.
Okay. That's cheating.
I got to get ready. No, that's not cheating.
Okay.
Not cheating. I got notes.
We're going to take a look at the same data set. It's an orders data set in JSON from Buttercup Games. We've been talking about Buttercup Games throughout the entirety of this keynote. And we're going to both take a look at this data and ask some simple questions of it. First, Leon, let's go take a look at orders by type.
Okay. All right. Just log in first.
So I'm going to go ahead and set up a new virtual index on top of Hadoop. Setting up a new virtual index is very simple. I'm simply going to name it orders, and I'm going to point it to my data in HDFS.
Fail.
How's it going over there?
Still having some problems with the terminal. Let's see what happened in the terminal.
So very quickly, I'm now going to start bringing some data back from my orders index. You can see it's coming in very, very fast. We've worked very hard to make Hunk an interactive experience on top of your data in Hadoop. All right.
All right.
All right. So I'm already bringing back my top orders by type. Wow.
It's going even worse than I thought.
I'm going to go ahead and save this as a dashboard panel.
All right.
I'm going to call the dashboard my Buttercup. All right. And this is top by type. I'm going to save that in a dashboard. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my trend as well. And I want to highlight something that's really interesting about what we're doing here with Hunk. You see that data is coming back nearly instantly. If you know anything about Hadoop, you know it's a batch. Go ahead and work on the first one. Orders by type. Orders by type. You can see that data is coming back right now. This is unique in the Hadoop world. Hadoop is a batch processing system. So getting interactive experience on top of Hadoop is incredibly new in this space. And you can see that I actually have data streaming back nearly immediately.
You see that? It's awesome data.
You've got some data. All right.
Some data.
And I'm done. So I have a time chart showing here, easily, right out of Hadoop, straight to visualization. I'm going to go ahead and save this as well as a dashboard panel. I'm going to put it into an existing dashboard. I'm going to call it time chart, an inventive name. All right. And because we want to make it easy for everybody to take a look at this data set, I'm going to go ahead and pull my data into a data model. So I'm going to head into Pivot.
All right, I'm going as fast as I can.
I feel like it's unfair. All right, so I've created a new orders data model. I'm going to add a new object here. That's not good.
It is. It's not.
All right. Now I'm going to add some auto-extracted fields here. Building a data model is incredibly simple. I can get an example of all my fields that came back. It's already in JSON format. I'm going to hit Save here, and now I'm going to pull it into Pivot. And very quickly, I'm going to go see what is my top item.
No viable alt exception.
I thought you had notes.
Oh.
We wanted
I think
Le'Veon
I'm
to be able
missing
to
a comma,
succeed, so we gave him notes.
All right, and I'm going.
Okay.
So let me see what you're doing.
All right. So I'm getting my data back now. I'm going to go ahead and save this as well into another dashboard panel on Buttercup, and I'm going to call this.
Okay. Can I use that UI too?
Anyone can use this UI. That's the beauty, right? All right. Let's go ahead and view that dashboard.
Almost done. 30%, 50%.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit more meaningful. I'm going to move some of these panels around. All right. There we go.
All right.
A meaningful dashboard in 3 to 5 minutes. Very, very fast. I'm going to go ahead and let you off the hook.
All right. It's almost done. Almost done. Hold on.
Let's wait. There we go. All right.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Le'Veon. So I hope you've seen from the demonstration, we've built meaningful analytics with an interactive experience on top of Hadoop. This is incredibly powerful. Anyone can put their data at rest in Hadoop to work. We have some fantastic sessions lined up for you this week. We've got an overview of Hunk by yours truly. Le'Veon will be giving a technical deep dive. I strongly encourage you to come to those sessions. We've got some great panels with our industry partners who are also exhibiting out in the Partner Pavilion. I strongly encourage you to stop by and talk to them as well. And just leave you with one simple thought. If you have Hadoop, you need Hunk. Thank you very much. Thank you.